Hi, I'm Jennifer Buckholter. I'm a student at Northwest Arkansas Community College. This is for my speech class. I'm doing an informative speech for suicide and suicide awareness. Suicide is a subject that isn't talked about nearly enough. It is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, and statistics have shown in the article U.S. Suicide Rates on the Rise that suicide rates between 1999 and 2016 have jumped up 30%. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Arkansas is ranked in the United States as the 14th state for suicides, and it is the second leading cause of death for ages 15 through 34. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention states that some of the warning signs are withdrawing from activities, giving away their prized possessions, isolating themselves from family and friends, and even visiting and calling people to say goodbye. There are several factors, as stated by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, that can contribute to suicide. Some of these are mental health conditions, serious physical health conditions, traumatic brain injuries, stressful life events such as divorce, losing a loved one, financial, and family history of suicide. The Foundation also notes that depression is one of the most common conditions that is associated with suicide, and it is often undiagnosed or untreated. As I stated previous, depression is one of the most common conditions, and it's not often diagnosed because people are afraid of what their coworkers or what their friends and family are going to say if they say they have a mental health issue. So there are also suicide myths, which are based on misconceptions, and I'm going to talk about two of them. One is those who talk about suicide will not actually do it. This is one of the most common myths. Individuals who communicate suicidal thoughts to others should be taken seriously. In fact, suicide experts emphasize that a great majority of those who die by suicide have given some clear warning. Whether it's saying they're being lonely or they feel like they withdraw within themselves. This myth is assumed to cause others to misunderstand or misinterpret the situation. They may not see a need for action, even if the suicide crisis is severe. Another myth is talking about suicide encourages suicide behavior. Talking with a suicidal individual is one important way to actually contribute to suicide prevention. As this can result in relief, it may be an indispensable action towards treatment. So don't be afraid to talk to somebody if you think they're having issues or you think they're suicidal. Many times people, once they have somebody talk to them, they realize, somebody cares, really does care, and then they proceed on to get help. Many people believe that they trigger suicide plans when they talk about suicidal thoughts with people that are considering suicide. When in actuality, bringing up the subject of suicide and talking about it openly is a very helpful method others can employ. I spoke with Ashley Ward, who works as a mental health tech and recreational therapist at Springwoods Behavioral Health. She talked about how suicide does need to be discussed more, and that many people are actually uneducated about suicide. She was saying that many people believe that suicide and other mental health illnesses, those people are just seeking attention. They're not really out to do what they're saying they're going to do. They're just trying to get people to feel sorry for them, when actually that is rarely the case. Many people think that committing suicide is because they don't have anyone and others would be better off if they were gone. Ashley explained to me that each person has their own triggers and that it could be something as simple as loud noises. Or, like I had stated previously, a life event such as divorce or loss of a loved one. I actually have a friend that, a Marine buddy of mine, he lost his father because his father didn't want to live anymore because he had lost his wife. Ashley also was saying that patients look at things differently and everybody's different. Something that might not trigger one person might trigger somebody else. She said a lot of people don't get the help help they need, because society seems to frown upon going to a mental hospital. And so people think that they'll be judged, or people will say that there's something wrong with you, or act like it's a big deal, and not in a good way, big deal. We think, or she thinks, that we should start in school, so kids can learn to be aware. Am I going over?
No, you're good.
So during all this research, I realized the topic of suicide isn't a known topic to the majority of people. I myself didn't realize how much I didn't know about this and the cause of it, but this has helped me realize that we should discuss this more, especially openly in public. Thank you for your time. Have a great night.